Number 8 on our top 10 list of our access to justice research priorities is legal services provider outreach and intake. So pretty much every legal services provider in the country is going to have some kind of outreach process where you try to notify the community that you'd like to serve, that you're out there and ready to serve them, and then some sort of intake process to decide who is eligible to be served and whether this individual fits within priorities that are established. And there's been a lot of movement among legal services providers lately in this area. Folks are trying out telephone intake with automatic phone tapping answers to questions. Folks are trying out online intake. And there's the traditional walk-in. And part of this, I think, is not just the idea of telephone, internet, etc. It's also where legal services providers are locating their offices. If you locate your office, in a place that's very, very near the community that you're trying to serve, well, then you might get lots of walk-ins. If you're farther away, if you're centrally located in one location in the city, then you're going to have a lot of electronics. This is really critical because I think what has been underappreciated is that outreach and intake decide what kind of clients you're going to get. If you are, say, centrally located, if you are primarily an online shop or a telephone, you'll get different sets of people. You'll get people, for instance, if you're centrally located, that have ready access to transportation. If you are difficult to find, then you will get people who have ready access to social networks, who are ready access to word of mouth, who have a certain amount of motivation to get to you. If you're extremely easy to find, then you may get people who lack some of those characteristics. And you have to decide, you being a legal service provider, you have to decide which one of those different types of profiles you want to try to focus on serving. And in particular, how much of what kind of sets of characteristics a different outreach and intake system will give you. How much are you going to get in terms of motivation if you have an online outreach and intake system? How much for telephone, etc. And this obviously goes directly into the triage decision because you may decide that if you are only getting a hyper-motivated set of folks who are contacting you as a legal service provider, then you may be able to get away with a bunch of self-help because these folks that are contacting you are in fact highly motivated, and so they can get there with the self-help. If, on the other hand, you are extremely easy to find, then you may have to go with more traditional attorney-client relationships where you do a lot more for individuals because probably you're getting a less hyper-motivated service population. And so again, all of these things are fitting together, but what we really need to do as a matter of research is understand what these different outreach and intake mechanisms are doing for us. And so that'll be also a major focus of the Access to Justice Lab.